so you can fly away. You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Soul Music Fast Car was produced by Eliza Lomas, and it was a BBC Audio Bristol production for Radio 4. BBC News at midnight. This is Alan Smith. A Canadian man who sold deadly poisons to people around the world pleads guilty to aiding 14 suicides. Kenneth Law had dozens of British victims. Their families are upset that he won't face charges here.
It's unprecedented, the level of loss that's been suffered in the UK from this man's actions. And the process of a criminal case in England, I think, would highlight many lessons that need to be learned.
President Trump holds a meeting with his advisors about a possible ceasefire extension with Iran, having earlier touted what he said would be his final decision. Vladimir Putin says he doesn't know whether a drone that damaged a block of flats in Romania was Russian. NATO insists there are no doubts. The head of the World Health Organization arrives in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and warns of challenges containing an outbreak of the Ebola virus. Also tonight, Royal Mail misses its letter delivery targets. Emergency teams in Laos rescue the first of a group of stranded in a flooded cave. And a setback for NASA as Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket blows apart on the launch pad.
This, as far as I could tell, was Norway's entire border policy. But as the war grew worse in Ukraine, with civilian deaths rising, cities collapsing, I wondered how far the good neighbor routine could go. I asked Nilsson if he was hopeful about the border relations, and he said, "Yes, you must always be hopeful." That day, he'd been following a story on Russian warplanes based in the Arctic that flew south in the night to launch missiles into Ukraine. Evil, he said. What surprised me most here was how civilized everything appeared at the surface, while below it was riven with conflict. I am not speaking only of the invasion of Ukraine. That was just one manifestation. I am also thinking of the Nazi occupation, of jammed aircraft GPS systems, and bombers that fly out of the Arctic darkness to kill civilians a world away. This was the most violent Arctic I had seen, busy with real and imagined bloodshed. This Arctic stood far apart from the others. I wondered how it looked from the Russian side. If you traveled east, as I'd wanted to long ago, over Siberia to the Chukchi Sea and up to the border of America, would it look the same? Would you sense violence there in the distance, over the sea, along the final frontier?
Neil Shea was reading from his book Frostlines. It was abridged and produced by Jill Waters and the Waters Company for BBC Radio 4.
This is BBC Radio 4. Now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 0015 on Saturday the 30th of May. There is a warning of gales in southeast Iceland. The general synopsis at 1800. New low expected 250 miles southwest of Iceland, 1000 by 1800 Saturday. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking north of Sierra. Cyclonic becoming westerly 3 to 5, occasionally 6 at first in Viking, becoming variable 3 or less later. Rain, fog patches, moderate to very poor. South at Sierra. Cyclonic 3 to 5, becoming northwesterly 4 to 6, occasional rain, good, occasionally poor. 40s, Cromarty 4th. West 4 to 6, becoming variable 2 to 4, rain later, good, occasionally poor later. Tyne, Dogger. West 3 to 5, becoming variable 2 to 4, showers later, good. Fisher, German Bight. West or northwest 3 to 5, occasionally 6 in Fisher, becoming variable 2 to 4 later in German Bight. Fair, moderate or good. Humber, Thames, Dover. Variable 2 to 4, showers, good. White, Portland, Plymouth. Variable mainly north 2 to 4, becoming west 3 to 5 later. Drizzle later in Plymouth. Good, occasionally poor later in Plymouth. Biscay. Cyclonic becoming northwest later 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later. Fair, moderate or good. Trafalgar. Cyclonic 3 to 5 in far southeast, otherwise northerly 4 to 6. Fair, good. Southeast Fitzroy. Northerly or northwesterly 3 to 5, occasionally 6 in southeast. Showers, good. Northwest Fitzroy, Seoul. Westerly or southwesterly 3 to 5, occasionally 6 at first. Occasional rain, good, occasionally poor. Lundy, Fastnet Irish Sea. Variable 2 to 4, becoming south or southwest 3 to 5. Fair, then occasional rain, fog patches later. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor later. Shannon, Rockall, Malin, Hebrides. South or southwest 4 to 6. Rain or showers, perhaps thundery later. Fog patches, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. Bailey, cyclonic 3 to 5, becoming variable 2 to 4. Occasional rain, fog patches, moderate, occasionally very poor. Fairau, west or southwest, backing south later 3 to 5, occasionally 6 at first. Occasional rain, fog patches, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. Faroes, southeast Iceland. Cyclonic 3 to 5, occasionally 6 in southeastern Southeast Iceland. Rain, fog patches, moderate to very poor. Northwest Southeast Iceland. Northeasterly 7 to severe gale 9, increasing 4 to 6 later. Rain, fog patches later. Moderate or poor, occasionally very poor later. Now the weather reports from coastal stations for 2300. Tyree automatic, southwest by west 3, mist, 4 miles 1019, rising slowly. Stornoway, southwest by west 4, more than 38 miles 1016, rising more slowly. Lerwick, west by south 4, rain, 100 metres 1009, rising slowly. Wake automatic, west 4, 30 miles, rising. Aberdeen, west by north 4, 30 miles 1016, rising. Lookers, west by south 5, 14 miles 1018, rising slowly. Boomer, west by south 4, 16 miles 1019, now falling. Bridlington, west by north 2, 1021, now falling. Sandetti light vessel automatic, west-northwest 1, 5 miles 1021. Greenwich light vessel automatic, northwest 3, 11 miles 1021. St. Catherine's Point automatic, northwest 3. Jersey, north-northeast 4, 12 miles 1022, now falling. Channel light vessel automatic, northwest by north 3, 1023. Scilly automatic, northwest 1, 6 miles 1024, steady. Milford Haven, west by south 1, 6 miles 1024, rising slowly. Aberporth, southeast 2, 22 miles, 1024, rising slowly. Valley, south by west 4, 8 miles, 1023, now falling. Liverpool Crosby, west-southwest 3, 13 miles, 1022, now falling. Valencia, south by east 3, 9 miles, 1021, falling slowly. Ronaldsway, north 1, 5 miles, 1022, rising slowly. Malin Head, south 2, 7 miles, 1020, now falling. And Machrihanish Automatic, west by north 1, 5 miles, 1020, now falling. Here's the weather forecast for the inshore waters of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, valid for the following 24 hours, issued by the Met Office at 2300 on Friday the 29th of May. The general situation: a ridge of high pressure across the southern half of the United Kingdom will gradually decline away southwards on Saturday as a mainly southwesterly airflow becomes established across all areas. Rain or showers, some heavy and thundery, will affect many northern waters through the weekend, with a few showers developing further south on Sunday. Cape Wrath to Rattray Head, including Orkney, west or southwest 4 to 6, becoming variable, mainly southeast 2 to 4. Rain at times, good, occasionally poor. Rattray Head to Berwick upon Tweed, westerly or southwesterly 3 to 5, becoming variable, mainly southwesterly 2 to 4. Mainly fair, then occasional rain, good, occasionally moderate. Berwick upon Tweed to Whitby, west or southwest 3 or 4, occasionally 5 at first near Berwick upon Tweed, becoming variable 2 to 4. Rain later, good. Whitby to Gibraltar Point, variable 2 to 4, becoming southeast 3 or 4 for a time. Fair, good. Gibraltar Point to North Foreland, variable 3 or less, becoming easterly or southeasterly 3 or 4 for a time. Showers at first in south, good. North Foreland to Selsey Bill, variable, becoming mainly westerly later 2 to 4. Showers at first in east, good. Selsey Bill to Lyme Regis, north or northwest 3 or 4, becoming variable 3 or less, then west or northwest 3 to 5 later. Fair, good. Lyme Regis to Land's End, including the Isles of Scilly, north becoming variable 2 to 4, then becoming west or southwest 3 to 5 later. Drizzle later, good, occasionally poor later. Land's End to St David's Head, including the Bristol Channel, variable 2 to 4, becoming west or southwest 3 to 5 later. Drizzle later, fog patches later near St David's Head. Good, occasionally poor later, but very poor later near St David's Head. St David's Head to Great Orme Head, including St George's Channel. Southerly or southwesterly 3 or 4, occasionally 5 in north and also later in south. Drizzle or showers and fog patches later. Good, becoming moderate to very poor later. Great Orme Head to the Mull of Galloway, southerly or southwesterly 3 to 5, becoming variable 3 or less for a time in southeast. Fair, then occasional rain or showers, mainly later. Good, occasionally poor later. Isle of Man, south or southwest 3 or 4, increasing 4 or 5, occasionally 6 for a time later. Fair, then occasional rain, drizzle and fog patches later. Good, becoming moderate or good, occasionally very poor later. Lough Foyle to Carlingford Lough, variable 3 or less, becoming south or southeast, then veering southwest later, 3 to 5. Fair, then rain or showers, perhaps thundery later. Moderate or good, occasionally poor later. Mull of Galloway to Mull of Kintyre, including the Firth of Clyde and North Channel, variable 3 or less, becoming southerly or southeasterly, veering southwesterly later, 3 to 5. Fair, then rain or showers, perhaps thundery later. Moderate or good, occasionally poor later. Mull of Kintyre to Ardnamurchan Point, southerly or southeasterly 2 to 4, increasing 4 or 5, occasionally 6 in north, veering southerly or southwesterly 3 or 4 later. Fair, then rain or showers, perhaps thundery later. Moderate or good, occasionally poor. Ardnamurchan Point to Cape Wrath, southwest 3 to 5, backing south 4 to 6, then decreasing 3 or 4 later. Rain at times, fog patches later. Moderate or good, occasionally poor at first and very poor later. And Shetland Isles, West 3 or 4, occasionally 5 at first, backing south 2 to 4 later. Occasional rain or drizzle, fog patches. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor. And that completes the shipping bulletin.
If you want to celebrate the unsung heroes transforming the way we eat and live,
then the nominations for the 2026 Food and Farming Awards are now open.
it's your chance to shine a light on the people involved in creating delicious food and drinks,
who are also helping to create a better, greener future.
If you know about them, we want to hear about them.
To find out more about the different categories and how to nominate someone, go to bbc.uk/food awards, where you can also find the terms and privacy notice. Nominations close at midday on Monday, the 15th of June.
And with that, we've reached the close of play and the moment to hand over the reins to the World Service to keep us going until 5:30. Thanks for being with us tonight. This is Ron Brown at Broadcasting House in London, wishing you a very safe and restful night and a good start to the weekend. Good night.